Hi Wolfgang, in this video I'm gonna talk about the drugs you sent, and this would be like the private learning accelerator. Okay, so here's what I have, and there are 4 drawings in here. I think the one that I like the most is this one, but not the hair. In general, what I'm gonna do is dedicate myself to this drawing. What I did, if you want, I can also send you this PSD. This is a correction that I did. I took this exact drawing, it just made these corrections. Okay, so the problems I see for this drawing are this. The mouth, the mouth needs to be improved. Then this middle part of the hair, and then the sides. And also the jaw. The jaw should be a little bit more like this. It feels like the kind of jaw you're using feels like the head is in that way instead of having this form that we have in anime, right? Let me tell you what I mean with that. Look, I have in the correction I did a little bit of this part, right? And when you're doing, sometimes the jaw is like this, should be totally straight in that direction, and then it's interrupted by hair. That also works. But in your case, we see that it starts to have this curve. It starts to go in like this, right? That is wrong. So just be careful with that. This should be straight. Okay, that's one thing. Look. And the other is that the hair of the center, the middle part of the hair, the middle part should be the one that is the thickest. So we have the hair like this, right? And this middle part should be the thickest. And then we have the other parts. This should be a little bit smaller, and then the other one should also be a little bit thinner, right? But this middle part should be a little bit wider, like that. And then this other one a little bit smaller. Okay? So you can see the correction that I made right here. And also for the side, the side of the hair should just fall. Let me tell you what I mean with this. I mean that this part is going in an S. You see? That is wrong. In reality, the hair just falls like this. So it should be almost straight. Right? Not completely straight, but almost straight. As you can see, I made a little bit of fix here. Oops, let me take this layer. It should be more like this. Right? It should be straighter. So it's just hair hanging down. It doesn't go in an S. Unless that's the style of hair, but it would be curly, right? Not the S shape. Okay? And that's it for the other thing is the mouth. The mouth the mouth I don't use it like that. I'm gonna draw a little bit of white in there. The better way to do the mouth should be a little bit wider, like that. A little bit more realistic. In the correction I made, that's what I did, right? Having it too small is a little bit weird. Just having the mouth like this is for more cartoony. It works, but only if it's a chibi character. And for the chibi character, the type of face we're looking for is more like this. That's for with big eyes, right? This is for a chibi character that works perfectly, right? But this is not a chibi character. This is a more realistic one. And for a more realistic one, the type of mouth we want is a little bit wider, more realistic, right? Almost as at the size of the eyes. Okay? So yes, that's the correction. This is the correction. Alrighty? Let me just delete these annotations in here so you just have the correction. There you go. Okay. Now that was for the hair. Now for the clothes. For the clothes, I'm taking the first image. What I see is that one of your weaknesses is understanding the very smooth curve. Let me explain. I mean that, for example, this would be a straight line. Oops, an attempt. This is a straight line, right? Now I can have that line, but a little bit curved to the right. So instead of just a straight line, I'm gonna do it like this. It's almost a straight line, but it's a little bit curved. I can do the same, curving it to the other side. You see? So what we have here is that you're basically using straight lines, and that's wrong. What we need is to have curves like this. And only in the center is the skirt allowed to be vertical. So the kind of motion you need for the skirt should be like this. That's for the skirt. Okay? So let me just take all of these annotations, and the skirt should have this shape, and then like that. Make sense? And then for this part, also curve it a little bit like this. You see? A little improvement right there. And then in here we just needed a little bit more. And then this intersection is not working. We need this to dominate like that. You see? There's a huge difference. In here we actually have two parts. We have this and then the other one that is going like behind. But in your case you have this and then a line like that. This is wrong. It should be like this. This is correct. Okay? So the correction in here is just extending this line. Okay? I'm extending this. And the correction that I did for your skirt is like this. I erased parts of it, and that's one thing. Now the other thing is this, this cloth. For this, we need this to be hanging a little bit like that. Actually, you did a good job in this one. This one is correct. And in here is wrong because it's supposed to be clothes hanging out, and in here you in the other one you just made it flat, and that is wrong. Like in this, let me delete this. This is wrong. You're going like this and then whoop, just a little tiny bit. If that was the case, if you wanted to have it like that, then it would be the folding would be more like this, very small, right? But that's not the style we're looking. The style we're looking is more a little bit loose. That's the word. Okay, so the correction I did was this, and also for this, I also corrected this part to make it a little bit more loose, like that, right? And then this error again. You're just having a curve and a line. That is in here, you basically have a curve and a line. That is wrong. What we need is actually clothes folding. For that, we have this part like that, and then this is continuing, right? There is an intersection in here, so this part has to be a little bit sharp. So the correction that I made is like this. Can you see? This line is, is cutting. So we have a front part and then something behind, right? That's a fold. So it's very subtle, but you need to pay attention to that. And this other one, it was okay, right? Other than that, everything was okay. The shoes, very cool shiny effect you did there. Very nice. So those are, just pay attention to, sometimes the line appears to be completely straight, but no, sometimes you need to make it bend to one side or the other. So the lines need to be bended just a little bit, not completely straight, but a little bit bended to one side or the other. Okay, so that's what happened in the clothing for the skirt. Okay, so that's for the clothes. And finally, the body. For the body, what I see is that you're having problem with the hips. The hips, you're basically doing, let me create a new layer. For the hips, you're basically doing this, and then the legs. That's wrong. The hips need to be rounded. Imagine like an egg forming in there. Okay? You need to think of the hips as if it was kind of an egg shape in there. As the body should be more like an hourglass. The body of the female body has to be more like that, right? That would be an hourglass, and then the sand going like that, right? Oh, that actually would be very crappy because it's super long. It would take like 1 second for all the sand to drop. But anyway, that's how you need to think about this, and this is the correction I made. You see? In the correction, you can see that I'm adding this roundness. Can you see it? So it's rounded, right? And yours was straight. Straight is wrong. Rounded is okay, right? So let me disable this. And also, one little correction you need for the arms is that in here you're basically creating this. Look, you're basically doing a line and then doing a cut. That's wrong. It needs to be two separate pieces. One has to be the arm, okay, like that. And then there's another shape connecting to that, which is the forearm, right? These are two pieces. And this is just one piece with just a line separating them, okay? This is wrong. So the correction in here would be this. There is how we would correct it, like that. And then in here, you're going just like this. That's wrong. The arm should be like this, and then connecting to the armpit, right? The same with the other side. It should go up, like that. And I believe the arm should be just a little bit longer in here, and then start the forearm in there. Let me know if this is making sense. I hope this is, but you can compare. This is your drawing, and this is the correction I made. Can you see? Okay. So for this one you did pretty well, except we just needed the correction for the hips and the waist, and then the arms, and that's it. Everything else was really great. The legs are good. In the legs we do have it like that. That that is working perfectly. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, I think the second one was the one that was not that bad, but still needs a little bit of. Hey, well, I'm not drawing anything. What's happening? What's happening? I want to draw. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, it's because I had the correction. Let me have this. Yeah. Okay, so in here we just needed a little bit more roundness in there. That would be the correction. Okay? Okay, so that's it. Let, in general, you're doing okay, just those little details. All right? You need to be careful with lines that are a little bit curved. When you have to do straight lines, you do great. But when you have to curve them a little bit, that's when you start having a little bit of problems. So be careful with that. Other than that, you're doing great, Wolfgang. Keep it up.